Eventually you just have to step, and that's kind of where I'm at. I have for months been working on launching, getting ready to get ready. And essentially, today's the day. As imperfect and completely not in my perfectionist zone as my community is, I am opening the doors. What I'm opening the doors to is to my community called Living in Abundance, and specifically to our Shift membership. And what this is it's meant to shift your mind, your beliefs, your consciousness, your awareness, and ultimately your capacity to love and to receive love, abundance, and all of the blessings that are available to you. Of course, right now we live in a time in our world when it could be very easy for you to look for the despair, look for the challenge, look for the division. And if you pay attention to all the lies that are floating around, you may just believe that we are hopeless. I, however, do not believe that. My name is Megha Kanya Bradley. I am currently launching this video to my community, so some way, shape, or form you are connected to me. And I have spent my journey in this life uncovering the truth of the blessings that made me who I am. The gifts and the challenges that have come forth into my life have often caused great resistance and delay. The fact that I have, in many cases, prevailed beyond the statistical average of people like myself. I have been a survivor of significant trauma, childhood trauma, sexual trauma, religious trauma. They are things that could have broken me. They could have turned me into an addict. They could have made me a victim. And for a good part of my life, that was the story that I identified. And over the course of the last almost 20 years, I have been on a journey of self-discovery. And in 2014, when I had a near-death experience, about midway into that journey, I had a choice to make. And the choice that I had was to keep living or to give in. And in the moment when I faded to the white light, I recognized something that pulled me forward, and it was more important than money. It was more important than even my own children. It was my purpose. And the reason that I do what I do today is to live into that purpose and to honor the opportunity to be at the free will choice of being alive. I think that in a time when every single week goes by that I have people confide in me that they consider no longer being here at their own hands, that I have a responsibility as someone who has had the opportunity to have great mentors, great teachers, and great guides, to be now in the place to be a facilitator for the transformation and the upliftment of humanity in what seems to be a very dark night. Now, each of us has a different experience, a different approach, and a different way to assimilate what is going on in our world today. But quite simply, what I believe is that it's about community, that it is our community, our experience of belonging in real physical time, as well as collectively online, that we are able to create the possibility of surviving past our hopelessness, past our confusion, past our division, and past our uncertainty. And that is why I want to invite you to become part of my community. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the community that I have created intentionally out of the work that I have been doing all these years. One of the things that we do is identify your core passions. I am a facilitator of something called the Passion Test, and it was the thing that kept me alive when the moment when death came to meet me in person. And because of that, I knew that I needed to bring that work forth, because there are lots of you that when you have a bad relationship breakup, when you have a job crisis go wrong, when you look at your bank account and it's in the negative, when you have something tragic happen to someone that you love, when something feels like you just can't take one more breath, that if you have a purpose greater than that which is right in front of you and maybe connected to the material existence that you have, that it is in that moment that you are pulled forward, you are inspired, and you are moved to a higher place. You are moved into an elevation that you are broken open, separate from the suffering that you have endured. Therefore, What I would like to invite for you is to become a part of a community where you identify your top 5 passions, where you live into a conversation about your God-given design. We use something called human design. It is the science of differentiation. I don't use it in any way that is speculative to predict your future. It is meant to understand the greater design of who you are and how the world has conditioned you away from who you truly are. Because when you begin to understand the stories that have been told to you, those are the lies and the deceptions that have made you question whether or not you deserve to speak, whether you are smart enough to complete a new creation, or whether or not you're even worthy of receiving love. See, those things are part of your wiring. It's connected to your inner child. It's connected to the initial experience that you had in the world, whether or not you had a great family or whether or not you had infinite amounts of opportunity. And so what happens is we begin to compare ourselves to the next person in their differentiation. And we try to apply their laws, their blueprints, their frameworks, and all of the things that seem to work for them don't work for us. And then we begin to question our own worth. So in this community, we focus on differentiation, on your unique brilliance. Not on trying to make everybody here the same, but to everyone to be able to recognize and to begin to witness the individual difference that makes you powerful, makes you lovable, makes you worthy, and capable of a life of infinite abundance. And that when you have that life, that you're able to return it as a part of the wellspring of blessings to others who need it, however you are called to serve in the world. And it doesn't matter whether you're a business leader, or you work a regular job, or you're a stay-at-home mom. This community is for all of you. Inside of this community, I also do something that I have been doing for the last 3 years for my private clients, which is teaching the spiritual laws of abundance, which changed my life. I used to have a terrible relationship with money. I had a terrible relationship with receiving, and I had a lot of messed up patterns that went with love and relationships. And inside of every single week, the beginning of each week, I record a live teaching that helps you to witness and to understand the spiritual laws that govern every aspect of the blessings that flow through you, and how you can activate the awarenesses within yourself in a more powerful and profound manner. Furthermore, we're going to be doing community activities, exercises that stimulate your creativity, your sense of self-expression, and a place to share that isn't on Facebook. So if you want a Facebook diet or you want an Instagram diet, you can do so, because our community is on a privately hosted platform so that you can go in there and not have to go catch the news feed. And we are governed by a community principle that if I see any nastiness, and if my monitors see any nastiness between you all, that we may reserve the right to silence nastiness. Not that we silence difference of opinion or intelligent conversation, but we are here to create a sacred vessel of community. If this is something that you are interested in becoming a part of, I want to invite you to take a look at the link that is provided here with this video. And what I would like for you to do is to consider, what would you create if you could live into the highest design of who you are? And even if you are currently living your most amazing life, what is your next level? What's in the way? Or what's ahead of you? And inside of this community, we're going to do all those things. You also get training on your specific human design, on how to apply it, how to begin to experience it, and how to witness and teach your children how to connect with your employees, how to navigate your lover. All of those circumstances, those are all part of what the intention is of this community. Therefore, if you will take a look at that link, if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message or contact me any way that is currently available. There's all sorts of ways, or comment below on this video. But I would love for you to join in, because I'm going to be also spotlighting and bringing in local experts and people that I know personally that are incredible members of my community that are part of this. So I hope you'll become a part of our Living in Abundance community. I am thankful for the many of you who have watched me and witnessed me navigate through every sort of challenge that has come my way. My very first priority is the fact that I am a mom. And I have had to prioritize several aspects of things related to my children and the key things related to my private clients above the big vision that I have. So I hope you will join me in the growth of this vision and in the bringing a life, a place, a community, and a sacred space for us to transform how we view what is currently going on in the world today. Be blessed.